When you entered this world, you were given something far more powerful than you were ever taught to recognize. You were given a human body, not just flesh and bone, but a living system, a biological machine, a vessel designed to move through time, space, and experience. From the very first breath, consciousness steps into this body like a player entering an avatar. You are not the body itself, yet you control it. You move it. You think through it. You experience reality through it. This alone should tell you something important. You were never meant to be small. You were never meant to be powerless. One human being, fully activated, fully aware, operating at maximum capacity, holds the potential to influence millions, to bend entire systems, to change the direction of history forever. We have already seen this happen again and again. Dictators, visionaries, revolutionaries, spiritual leaders, inventors, artists. One person, one body, one mind, and the entire world shifts. This alone proves that the individual unit carries unimaginable power within it. The fact that one part can influence the whole is proof that the power already exists inside you. But here is the truth that is rarely spoken. The system you are born into does not benefit from you realizing this. The system has no interest in fully awakened individuals. Because an awakened individual is no longer easy to control. Your body is not just physical matter. It is an instrument of energy. It conducts force. It generates presence. It projects will into the physical world. And there are mechanisms in place, subtle and obvious, that work to keep this instrument underused. Distraction, overstimulation, addiction, exhaustion. These are not accidents. They are pressure valves. They prevent excessive power from accumulating inside a single human unit. Because concentrated power is dangerous to any system that relies on obedience. As time moves forward, something interesting is happening. The system is becoming visible. The patterns are being noticed. Humanity is starting to recognize the structure it lives inside of. At the same time, the line between human and digital reality is dissolving. What once existed only on screens is slowly merging into the physical world. Information, surveillance, influence, identity, all blending together. This process is moving toward a single focal point, a moment of convergence, a point where power, awareness, and technology meet. And when immense power is condensed into a single point, transformation becomes inevitable. Any method that condenses energy into a single being creates an independent source of power. When energy accumulates in one place, pressure increases. If the structure holding that energy is weak, it leaks. A balloon filled with too much air bursts. Sunlight, focused through a magnifying glass, ignites fire. A nuclear reaction begins only when critical mass is reached. Condensed energy is not dangerous by default. It is powerful. What matters is the strength of the container, the integrity of the structure. And the human body is one of the most advanced containers ever created. Sexual energy is not separate from life force. It is life force. It is the raw, creative energy that brings life into existence. Semen retention is not about denial or suppression. It is about containment. It is about preventing leakage so that energy can accumulate, regenerate, and strengthen the system from within. When this energy is constantly expelled, the body is forced into a state of constant recovery. When it is conserved, the body enters a state of surplus. And surplus changes everything. Throughout history, this principle was understood intuitively. Ancient civilizations, philosophers, mystics, and disciplined thinkers all spoke of conserving vital force. Many of the greatest minds to ever exist lived restrained lives, not because they were weak, but because they understood something most people never question. Energy wasted outward cannot be used inward. When sexual energy is conserved, it does not disappear. It transforms. It circulates. It nourishes the nervous system, the brain, the blood, the organs. It sharpens perception. It strengthens will. It increases presence. This is why the benefits often appear mysterious to those who have never experienced it. People notice you without knowing why. Animals respond to you differently. Opportunities appear unexpectedly. Intuition becomes sharper. Awareness becomes clearer. This is not magic. This is coherence. When your internal energy is no longer fragmented by constant release, your entire system begins to resonate at a higher level. Like sound shaping sand into precise patterns, frequency organizes matter. When you change your internal frequency, your external reality reorganizes around you. Your body is life. Your seed creates life, and creating life requires sacrifice. The body gives a portion of itself every time life force is expelled. When this happens, occasionally, the body recovers. When it happens repeatedly without rest, depletion follows. This depletion may not be obvious at first. It shows up subtly. Less drive, less clarity, less resilience. When the leaks are sealed, pressure builds. Emotional pressure, physical tension, desire, restlessness. This is the energy-seeking expression. Most people release it immediately because they have never been taught how to contain it. But when release is no longer the default, the energy finds new pathways. It expresses itself through creativity, through work, through movement, through focus. This is transmutation. It does not require rituals. It requires direction. If you are an artist, create while retaining. If you are building a business, work while retaining. If you are writing, write while retaining, aiming. The energy will move where your attention goes. Words spoken by someone who constantly leaks energy carry less weight. They sound loud, but lack impact. But words spoken by someone who has conserved their force carry charge, presence, authority. Their very atmosphere influences others. Reserve is power, always has been. And when the time comes to create life consciously, the one who has conserved holds full command of that force. As energy increases, will strengthens. As will strengthens, manifestation accelerates. The body becomes an engine of execution. More energy in the system means more force projected into reality. These ideas were written about over a century ago, long before modern science could explain them. The substance produced by the testes is not only meant to leave the body. There is also an internal secretion that is absorbed back into the bloodstream. It nourishes bone, muscle, nerve, and brain. It is deeply connected to vitality, courage, initiative, clarity, and drive. Look at puberty. The transformation is undeniable. Strength, voice, form, confidence, mental shift, all driven by internal secretions. This alone proves how powerful these forces are. When conserved, the lymphatic system reabsorbs unused vital fluids and redistributes them. The result is regeneration, slowly, gradually, like healing after damage stops. Once the constant loss ends, the body begins to repair itself. Cells receive more energy. The nervous system stabilizes. The brain becomes clearer. Thought becomes sharper. This surplus is converted into ideas, insights, creativity, kindness, clarity, and strength. This is another form of creation. Mental creation. spiritual creation. The organs of sex were never meant only for pleasure or reproduction. They are power centers, and true spiritual development has always required understanding this. Across cultures, across continents, across centuries, the same conclusions were reached independently. When sexual force is conserved, the mind strengthens. Health improves. Awareness expands. A rare few can contain this force without immediately discharging it. Those who do become magnetic. Nature responds to them. Opportunities test them. Temptations increase, not to punish them, but to refine them. As discipline deepens, attraction increases. This is a paradox of reality. When you stop chasing, things begin to chase you. When you stop being controlled by nature, nature begins to serve you. This continues until attachment dissolves, until desire no longer rules action. At that point, freedom emerges. The universe exists around you, but it is also concentrated within you. You are not separate from it. You are an expression of it, a living node of universal force. When you strengthen yourself, you strengthen the whole. When you align yourself, reality aligns with you. You were never meant to live drained. You were never meant to live fragmented. You were meant to carry power. And the moment you stop leaking it unconsciously, everything begins to change.